Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Before we begin this episode, I want to inform you that wayoflifepodcast.com is officially live. That's where you can find all social media links. You can listen to the podcast. You can also find merch. That's WHEY, like the protein. As always, leaving a rating and review and sharing with a friend is the best way to help the podcast, and I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Today, we're just going to do a quick catch-up type episode. I know it's been a minute since I've come out with an episode. I'd like to apologize for that. But I do have episodes planned out for the rest of the year, at least one episode per week. So we're going to stick to that Wednesday schedule, but occasionally there might be an additional episode throughout the week. And yeah, so other than that, as many listeners would know, I've been training for to lift the Denny stones in Scotland. I was unaware when planning for it and everything that the available lifting times in the fall and winter are greatly reduced. So the last time that they're actually allowing anyone to lift them this year, last time I checked, is November 7th, and I'm going to be in Scotland after that. So I understand weather, it being cold and everything. I just really didn't think about it. And firstly, this was more of a bucket list family trip first before it was something for me to go do, to go lift some stuff, So, not to worry. I'm going to keep training. I'll just be stronger for it when the time comes. I'm definitely going to be going back, whether that's just me and my wife or just me or something, to lift those stones at some point in the future. I guess the positive side of this was that I was experiencing some repetitive use issues from my job. So this does give me more time to focus on fixing those, healing minor injuries, strengthening my core, etc. If I happen to be in Scotland and there happens to be a lifting stone that is available and you don't have to sign up for, basically right place, right time, then I'm definitely going to be attempting what I can. But as far as the Denny stones, I'll have to be going back for that. Minor setback in my eyes. I mean, I'm still going to do it, so no problem there. It was a bummer when I found that out, but so for the time being, I am going to be focusing primarily on core strength, fixing those repetitive use issues or injuries, what have you. And then from there, I'm going to try and lean up a little bit, probably lose 15 to 20 pounds. And yeah, that's purely just for aesthetic reasons. And also going to be trying to increase my cardiovascular health. If you're newer to the podcast, I am diagnosed with chronic lung disease and asthma. I've kept both of those under pretty good wraps, just through diet and exercise throughout my life. It was so bad back when I was like in elementary school that it would, severely impact the quality of my life. And I was hospitalized for a little bit of time. So that, the reason for, once I fix these minor issues, the reason for focusing on the cardiovascular health and endurance and everything is, I hate cardio. A lot of people do, but it's to focus on keeping myself healthy so I can do normal things and training as well, On a positive note, I have been hit up by a couple companies that are interested in sponsoring the podcast. I'm currently in the process of doing some due diligence as far as that goes, seeing if that's a good fit for podcasts and what direction I really want to take it in. Like I said, I am going to try and ramp up the production of the episodes. I want to make sure that there's at least one per week. And ideally, the purpose of getting some sponsors or some form of financial assistance basically is to increase the quality of the podcast first and foremost. It's really difficult for me to record at least an episode a week while scheduling or trying to book guests and editing and trying to capture video for promo and YouTube purposes. It's kind of overwhelming when on top of family life and training and everything that, goes on. So I think first and foremost, I'll be hiring somebody to, probably just on a case-by-case basis until the podcast is larger, but to help with the editing, as mainly the video. I hate recording the video, and editing it. Not hate, but I'm not that comfortable with it. So some help would be greatly appreciated, I guess. Other than that, I have also been preparing for a career change, and kind of honestly got a little obsessive with it. I mean, it was still in a healthy way, but it was a little too much. Like I had quit focusing on many things that, including the podcast, but many things that were important to me in hopes of, knocking out some schooling and getting ready for this career change or whatever. But I am pretty proud to say that I have, I don't know, I've probably done 1.5 to 2 years worth of online schooling in like a month. And that's cool and all, but that was, it's like too much. So I've been working on scheduling out my days better, so that I'm not just like, hurry and knock out this course or whatever, versus why not split up the course into 3 days so I still have time for training, family, meal prep, all that other stuff. So yeah. So really I've been working on balance, lifestyle balancing, I guess. So with that being said, today, I mean, I know it's probably boring, but it's my life and stuff. So today I'm going to be obviously posting this podcast, going to be doing chores, be finishing up one course on my studying instead of several courses. And and clean up the garage and work out. So feel like that's a pretty good balanced day. That's my day off. So don't not doing all of this and working, but that'll help me, cleaning up the garage will really help throughout the week as far as accessibility of my home gym. I am looking to, I figured I'm just going to go back to my normal workout split that I guess is more of a, bodybuilding, hypertrophy style of training. That's what I enjoy the most. And then I figured 1 to 2 times a week, probably one, like on a Saturday or Sunday, that's when I'll train strongman specific implements such as sandbags or, things that would help with strongman lifts like strict presses or deadlifts. I'm going to keep this episode short and sweet. I want to thank everybody who's been listening, following along, following the Instagram. The Instagram is still slowly building up. The listenership is slowly growing. If y'all like this this podcast, share it with a friend, rate, review it. Those are the best ways to help right now. I am always working on getting good guests on the podcast. I am hoping to get Santiago Capatillo back on the podcast. He did an excellent job of giving us some nutritional and health information the last time he was on the podcast. So gonna work on that. And other than that, thank y'all so much, and y'all have a great day.